Hey guys, so we're here on Rotten Tomatoes, and Peter Pan and Wendy came out apparently on Disney Plus, and notice anything? Of course, that the critics score, nice, nice, not because it's well reviewed, just the number itself, nice, but the audience score, what do you know? It's almost as if people are tired of you taking of not you, I was about to say you of Hollywood taking stories and inserting their ideology. People are tired of it. 34% from audiences. Even the shill media, 69, barely over half. Normally, I honestly thought for them this would have been, I don't know, maybe in the 80s. I mean, these are the same people that gave, like, actually, I think it's still here. Cuties. The yeah, that one. 87% for cuties. The fact that this even got a 15% is completely mind blowing. But 87%, so I figured, you know, we go back. Oh my God, Peter and what am I? No, I said Peter Pan, Wendy. Yeah, I figured it would be at least in the 80s or 90s. No, 69. Nice. Again, it's almost as if people on both sides, because I've said this before, it's like these people who make this kind of crap expect that others on their side will just go along with it and love everything they do. Because there are all these people coming out for Black Ariel, like, oh my god, yeah, Slay Queen, she's a goddess. We have them, Black Tinkerbell, the lost they thems, like, oh my god, yeah, Slay Queen. Oh my god, Black Tinkerbell. I've all they see representation, despite the fact that Tinkerbell already had a black friend, so I don't know why they may need to make Tinkerbell black. But uh people are just tired of it. Peter Pan is supposed to be a white boy. Sometimes it's portrayed like reddish hair, sometimes it's brown. Either way, it's a white dude. The dude is not white. He's like Indian or something. We got the Lost Boys, now the Lost They Thems, because most of it consists of girls. The twins, girls. It's like, oh, we're the Lost Boys, but some of you are girls, and of course the twins. So, and of course, apart from the main cast, Wendy, John, Peter. Oh, all the evil pirates, they gotta be white. So people are clearly seeing the agenda that these idiots are pushing, and they're just tired of it. Why can't you just take Peter Pan and adapt it from, you know, whatever? Because the original, like the animated version or whatever. Why not just take that and just adapt it? Stop making diversity changes for the sake of diversity. Just stop it. Stop inserting current day politics into this crap. And that is why this score is 34. It's not being review bombed. It's people who are just freaking tired of the bull crap. Because everything, everything that comes out now, and again, go look at comic books, video games, TV shows, movies. This is what they're doing. They force diversity into everything. They make Ariel black in Little Mermaid. Why? Why? For the sake of diversity. Representation. Well, there was already black mermaids, so why make Ariel black? Why take a character that's already established and just change their color or their gender? Because it's not about staying true to source material. It's not about telling a story. It's pushing an agenda. So I don't know. I think this was a movie. It's an hour and 46 minutes. Reviews. In live action, it's a lot harder to buy a child beating up adult pirates. The grown-up actors have to let Peter win, like parents do when they play games with their small children. Smarter and way more magical than Spielberg. Oh, no, than Spielberg's Hook. Robin Williams in that movie is amazing. I mean, this movie's not going to be remembered. Think about Hook. Think about the lines. Rufio. Just that one line is remembered. What are they going to remember about this movie? What have people remembered about any of these live action reboots that Disney's been doing? Nothing. I've heard no one talk about Aladdin, the Aladdin remake, or Beauty and the Beast, or Lady and the Tramp, or whatever else. They're all forgotten already. That people still prefer the animated versions over these crappy, soulless reboots and remakes. So you have Hook, which is not a traditional Peter Pan story. It's Peter who grew up. You know, we've always seen Peter as a child, a young, like a teenager. But Hook was the story of Peter. He left Neverland. He had a family. He grew up. You know, his kids get taken by Captain Hook, and he has to go back to Neverland, and he kind of has to re-find himself and find that magic again, because once you get older, it's like you lose that magic. You know, you lose the imagination, you lose that purity. So he has to go through finding himself again as Peter Pan. So it wasn't a traditional Peter Pan story, and the movie was amazing. I mean, Robin Williams as Peter Pan, you know, as Peter. Um, it, it was a great movie. Um, Stands out as as one of the best Disney live act. Yeah, yeah, we'll see how many people remember it. Peter and Pandy isn't a complete failure, but nor does it this return Neverland to pass that test. Rather, it's another case of a Disney production that, unlike the beloved and venerable story that inspired it, never truly takes flight. Peter Pan and Wendy upends expectations by showing directorial vision and narrative ambition. It's fun and thoughtful with equal measure. I present to you some word salad. Would anyone like some dressing? I've got plenty to go around. Uh, by changing elements for legitimate reasons, it becomes a diverse coming of age tale, but it also loses a lot of what made its predecessors memorable and magical. Exactly. And that's what Disney's been doing. They don't care about the magic anymore. Again, Peter Pan and Wendy. This is the same one. I just talked about this a couple days ago, where they wouldn't really have Tinkerbell glow because, oh, well, the viewer are going to ask themselves, how does Tinkerbell produce her own light? But then I go and show that, you know, in the ocean, there's algae that produce their own light. Bioluminescence. I think there's some fish that can, you know, down in the deepest parts, they can produce their own light. The angler fish has a little thing that can produce light. So if there's things in our world, our regular world, that can produce their own light, why is it so hard to wrap your mind around something like a fairy being able to produce her own light in a world of magic? So Disney, it's lost its magic. You know, they're magicless now. They're soulless. They're heartless. All they care about is feeding on the nostalgia, and just soulless cash grabs. Not only to prey on that nostalgia, but oh, we can make it for a modern audience, which means let's put as much diversity in it as possible. Oh, what, Ariel was white all these years? Well, let's just make her black for no reason. Tinkerbell white? No, let's just make her black. In fact, let's make everyone in this movie who isn't a villain a different nationality or a different race or whatever, and all the villains will be white because white man bad. And that's what it's like in every single thing because they don't care anymore. Um, but are any of us really surprised? No. Oh, 70% now. Daring, aren't we? But 34% for the audience. Are you surprised? I'm not. And this is how it is every single time Disney comes out with something or we see a new movie come out where they come out and say, "Oh, we have the first this, we have the first." Yeah, that that's what happens because people are tired of it. The people keep voicing their concerns. And they keep saying, "Will you please stop doing this?" And Disney's like, "What's that? What, you want more diversity? You got it." More diversity? You got it. Credit card? You got it. This is Peter McAllister, the father. Sorry, when I said that you got it, that's Home Alone 2 when he's trying to call the hotel to make a reservation and he uses his little talk back thing and he talks in like, the normal voice and he slows it down, which you don't have to do that. He should have talked really fast so that when it slowed down, it would sound more natural, but Peter McAllister, the father. um, Great movie. Those movies are great. And see, it's movies like that. They were charming, and then they have like Home Alone 5 and 6 or whatever, and they just lose their charm. Disney used to be about drawing in and captivating audiences with magic, you know, and not like real magic, but just what they were capable of doing in this animation. That was magic enough. That was captivating. Lion King, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, even back in the days of like Pinocchio and Snow White, what they did was magic. They don't care about that anymore. All they care about is the money and forcing their ideology into everything they touch. And that is why the audience score is low. It's not being review bombed. It's people who are legitimately just freaking annoyed and tired of Disney with these soulless cash grabs who obviously don't care about it anymore. And if Walt Disney was still alive, he'd have a thing or two to say about it. And you can say, oh, he's a racist, he's this, he's that. It's because of him that we got such amazing things like Pinocchio and Snow White. He set up this company. If it wasn't for him, we would never have any of that. So if he was around today, he would have a thing or two to say about it because they're taking what he built and just turning it into a factory of soulless remakes, and it's devoid of magic, devoid of inspiration and imagination. They're just taking their entire library, and instead of making something new, they're just live actioning everything. They're just taking it live action. See, it's a new movie. No, it's not. Like every movie that's come out is basically one for one. It's just live action. If I want to watch it, I'll just watch the animated version, the superior version. Like Little Mermaid. Why am I going to watch some freaking watered down forced diversity bullcrap where they're freaking changing songs? You gotta make sure that people know that there's consent between Eric and Ariel, even though Ariel's trying to freaking get him to kiss her, because that's how she stays human. Or we gotta change Ursula's song because we don't want girls to think that they have to stay quiet all the time. Why would I want to watch that when I have the superior animated version that still holds up? It was what, 1988, 1980. Amazing movie, and it still holds up. Hercules, they said that they were doing a live action Hercules. Haven't heard anything about that, but they said something that focused like you know, more related to like Gen Zers. I'm like, oh boy, oh boy, can't wait for transgender Meg and Hercules to be the toxic masculinity in the movie. But this is what they think. Another amazing story. Peter Pan. It's been around for ages, based on the book. Although the book's not a little bit different, a lot a bit different. But the Disney version had such charm. Tinkerbell, one of the most iconic characters in Disney, and they managed to screw that up. Peter Pan, the boy who never wants to grow up, iconic, manages to screw that up. Something as simple as sticking to the Lost Boys. Well, we can't have that. We gotta have a diverse group, boys and girls, and maybe some of them are non-binary. It's for a modern audience. And people are tired of it. They're just tired of it. So the fact, it's not surprising at all. It's expected. But you guys remember when Disney used to be magic? Yeah, I do too. If I had a time machine, I would go back into the past, get Walt Disney from the past, bring him to the future, and let him just verbally annihilate everyone who's working there right now. Again, he would have a thing or two to say. You know, he wanted to bring magic and inspiration and imagination. And they're doing everything but that. They're doing the complete opposite. They're doing repetition, non-imaginative, soulless cash grabs. That's what I would do. I would go into the past, get him, like, Mr. Disney, we need to talk. Get in. And he's like, oh my, where are you taking me? You'll see, sir. And then he gets to the and sees all this crap that they're doing. It's like, okay, time to let him off the leash. Hang on. Okay, sir, go get him. Go get him. I want everyone here to verbally have, just verbally tear apart every person here. Here's the big boss. Just verbally rip him a new one. That's what I would do. Because we all remember the originals and how they're just so memorable. They're iconic. They hold up even today. And every single remake, no one remembers them. Again, I don't hear anyone talking about any of these remakes. Aladdin was, for at the time, because, oh, Genie, wow, they got Will Smith, and, oh, let's see if it holds up to Robin Williams' Genie. And then everyone forgot about it. So, also, that's the other thing. Funny, Robin Williams was in Hook. That movie is memorable because it's not a traditional Peter Pan story. He was the genie in Aladdin, and that movie is still more, is memorable. The newer one, no. Funny how like everything he's in is more memorable than. But are we surprised? I'm not. I'm sure you're not either. This is what they get for not learning. And instead, they double down and do the same shit over and 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 over again, thinking and hoping for a different outcome. But this is what happens every single time. That is what happens because they're stupid. Because they're fucking stupid and they don't learn because they just want, oh, well, let's just keep pushing our ideology in these movies. What could go wrong? Because when they start getting that criticism, that shield goes up. Ah, you're just racist, you're homophobes, you're this, you're that. Or maybe you should just stick to the source material. It's not hard. If a character is white, you keep them white. If a character is a certain, gender, keep them that gender. It's not like they're making an anime adaptation, which is a lot harder. It's a lot easier to make Disney adaptations. just keep everything the way it is. Please and thank you. Your audience will thank you by showing up, you making a lot of money. But of course, apparently you may not like making money anymore. Like, oh, we're Disney. We have so much money. We don't know what to do with it all. Let's just waste it. But anyways, what do we know? The audience know. We're nothing compared to the almighty Disney lords who apparently know better than all of us. They know better than the consumer. So what do we know? Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.